It was amazing. I grew up on Richard Pryor. You can't even go back and talk about the book he wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and then what I got to do sometimes is explain, which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah. Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, well, just don't say it. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, but they take it out of context and put it on Twitter or put it on Facebook.
I'm surprised they have.
Trust Tim Allen to dive into the woke culture debate with a tweet that's both hilarious and thought-provoking. In his classic no-nonsense style, Tim calls out what he sees as the face of woke. And let's just say he's not holding back. It's almost like he's giving Hollywood a reality check, asking, really? This is what we're calling entertainment these days? Fans, of course, are absolutely loving it. For many of them, it's a refreshing break from the endless preachiness that seems to be taking over the industry. Tim's humour hits a nerve because it feels real. It's like he's speaking for everyone who's a little tired of Hollywood taking itself so seriously. One tweet at a time, he's giving his fans a reason to laugh, think, and feel like they're in on the joke.
Saying a word, and it's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of unbelievable. It's
actually disturbing on a fundamental level. It's gotten to the point where literally there's part of me, a deep part of me, that just, F it, bring it on. If you want to cancel me, go ahead.
Sure, go ahead, but that's just one of the things that's riling up woke Hollywood. Tim's been stirring the pot for years, and he's pretty much mastered it. Take his visit to Disneyland, for example. While spending a day at the park, he shared a story that made people pause. Tim overheard a 13-year-old questioning his own identity just because he enjoyed some classic Skillet tunes. Tim couldn't resist sharing this online, pointing out how over-the-top identity talk has gotten. As you'd expect, the backlash was immediate. Suddenly, the woke crowd was all over him, accusing him of being insensitive and a bully.
Starting in '75, do you still enjoy stand-up, my friend, as much as you did in the early days?
There's moments that it's more. It reminds me of my anarchist background.
They did everything they could to silence him, from sparking outrage on social media to taking him off the screen. But Tim Allen isn't one to follow Hollywood's playbook. Let's rewind to ABC's decision with Last Man Standing.
Last Man Standing. Congrats on this.
No, thanks very much.
I watched it when it was on ABC.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it wasn't on ABC.
Tell the 300 of the crew and everybody the same thing. We're all going, this is the best show I've ever been on. What? We're off the air. We all thought we were at the top of their game at ABC. Who knows how networks work? I don't know, but it was dry.
Even though Tim Allen's show was one of the most popular on TV, almost rivaling Modern Family, it got cancelled quickly. Why? Because he dared to play a relatable conservative character on mainstream television, something Hollywood just didn't seem comfortable with.
Right, and I don't like gum in there too, but all right, when we're driving around, what do other people do when they see us?
They do this.
You know why they do that? This truck is older than you, but it's a classic, and people realize it's a classic. And you're a classic too.
How flattering. I'm an old truck.
In Hollywood, being openly conservative is a big no, and Tim Allen knows this well. These days, a funny, conservative voice seems risky in showbiz. Recently, Tim was even invited as a VIP for an event honouring veterans, and he proudly attended. Actions like that say a lot in today's Hollywood climate.
I was invited by, we did a VIP thing for the vets and went to the Veterans Ball, and so I went to go see Democrats and Republicans. Yeah, I went to the inauguration.
I'm not attacking you.
You're getting this down. I'm not kidding. You got to be real careful around here. You get beat up. If you don't believe what everybody believes, this is like 30s Germany. I don't know what happened. If you're not part of the group.
They didn't even try to hide it. Tim's politics were clearly the issue, but he didn't back down. Instead, he called it out directly. Here's where things get interesting. ABC might have cancelled him, but Fox stepped in to pick up Last Man Standing and kept it running. While ABC tried to make an example out of Tim, he ended up with a fresh platform to reach his audience, and it doesn't stop there. Tim's new show, The Santa Clauses on Disney Plus, proves Disney knows Tim Allen isn't going anywhere. They may try to censor him, but they're aware of his loyal fan base. In the show, Tim's character even makes a small joke saying, "Merry Christmas to all." Oh wait, I forgot. Saying Merry Christmas is problematic now. The line sparked an outrage online. Some found it offensive, others said it was politically divisive. But let's be real, it's a Santa joke about Christmas, the least surprising thing in a Christmas show. Nonetheless, this one line set off a wave of outrage, with some online calling Tim's character a MAGA supporter just for saying Merry Christmas. It's almost comical. A Christmas joke in a holiday series driving some people crazy just because it's Tim Allen. The backlash didn't stop at Twitter mobs. According to Tim, the entire Hollywood system seems designed to silence voices like his. He often speaks about how political correctness is reshaping comedy, making it nearly impossible for comedians to take risks. Tim, inspired by legends like Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce, comedians who weren't afraid to push boundaries, now finds himself adjusting his jokes to avoid cancellation in today's hypersensitive climate.
I'm surprised they haven't, because I do use some provocative words, but I tell them it's words I really got from my parents. You know, they said this stuff, and we talked about it. I can't even say it here. I can't even point to it. It is an alarming thing for comedians, but my act has really been about family and kids and growing up anyway. But I was going to say, if I do some stuff. The women in my life were, whatever political party it was, always they hated the government and who's going to pay for it. They always argued about that over vodka.
Tim Allen's journey highlights just how far he has come, despite the hurdles along the way. He's not the kind to back down. On the contrary, he stood his ground and doubled down on his beliefs, publicly declaring that he refuses to live in fear of cancel culture. Rather than compromising his integrity, he has chosen to face backlash head on. This fearless stance has ensured his continued presence in Hollywood, regardless of repeated attempts to sideline him. Tim has become a symbol of resistance against cancel culture. Each time critics try to take him down, he lands another job, secures another role, and gains more fans who admire his boldness. He has carved out a career that openly challenges Hollywood's mainstream narrative, proving that even in a polarizing environment, staying authentic can resonate with audiences. When Last Man Standing was dropped by ABC, Fox didn't hesitate to pick it up. Similarly, Disney's decision to replace him with Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear barely made a dent in his career. Now Allen is back with the Santa Clauses on Disney+, delivering lines that often stir debates and conversations across social media. Allen has never shied away from speaking his mind about cancel culture. In one interview, he compared today's climate to high school, where even minor slip-ups are met with overblown reactions. He's criticised how comedians now feel the need to explain every joke to avoid being misunderstood. According to him, this scrutiny undermines the essence of comedy. While many entertainers tread carefully or retreat in silence, Tim Allen continues to push forward. Despite network decisions, Twitter outrage, or attempts to blacklist him, he remains a prominent figure. His resilience and refusal to conform make him a standout personality in an industry often accused of silencing dissent. Ultimately, Tim Allen's ability to thrive while staying true to himself highlights his unique position in Hollywood. By not giving in to pressure, he has demonstrated that it's possible to stay relevant without sacrificing your principles.